And I'm going to forward this to you, Danielle. First of all, I found all your videos, especially when you said what you said to me about me. Let me tell you something. I never called you. You called me and I wasn't senile. You called me and you sent people calling my phone, and my mother's got phone bills where you called his house and threatened your grandmother to kill me. Okay, let me show y'all something and see if it's still in here. And you say I don't make money. Okay, let me tell you something. And I'm going to tell this whole world. Okay, I do make money. Okay? Let me tell you something, Danielle. The reason why I don't give you any money, and I'm going to tell you this now. We're going to clear the air, Danielle. The reason why I don't send you any money, because I only make $500 a month. And Social Security that is supposed to be to pay my doctor's appointments and to pay for my prescriptions, pay for my surgeries, and pay for the cost of my bills back, and to pay for my telephone bills, and to put food in my mouth. That's why you ain't getting nothing. I'm only making $500 a month from the government. And I'm only living from month to month. And I gotta make that stretch from month to month. That's why I gotta pay you. And I'm only allowed to keep a certain amount in my bank account. To keep it open. And I am making $90 off of food stamps. That's why you're not getting anything. Social Security and the judge and the lawyers don't want you having none of it. Because of what your father did the last time I was on Social Security. And that is the truth. They put a red flag on you and your father because your father took all my Social Security then for his trucks, his vehicles, and for that stupid camper we lived in. And for the furnished that house we lived in that he was supposed to furnish and get ready for when we moved up there. And I spent $2,000 to furnish. And when Social Security found out about it, I got pissed. And then when I lived up there, and we moved up there, your father was supposed to take me to Social Security office to make changes on the Social Security, and he didn't do it. So because of it, the Social Security had blackballed his ass from getting any child support from me. They punished him, and punished him from taking it from any woman. And that's why Jennifer cannot get Social Security. They red-tagged his ass. Because they asked me in the office when I got there what happened, why I didn't make the changes, and I told them everything. They go, I figured. Because I told them it was out of my hands and out of my control, that it was in your father's hand, and that your father had something to do with it. Because your father told Social Security to go F themselves. And that's the truth. And I told them that. Instead of taking me down there to the office, like he was supposed to, because the Social Security office here told him when he immediately got me from here to there that he was to take me down there to Social Security and to make these changes. And I had 30 days to do it. They kept calling out, wanting me to come up over there to their office and make these same changes. And he didn't do it. And then you kept me from it. So Social Security told Your father do this, and this was his responsibility, and Social Security told him this. The lawyer even told him to do this. He didn't do it. So what they did, they went through his income tax money and freaking got what they owed from his ass, from his income tax, from the money that I overspent. They didn't care how he got the money back from that. What all they care is that they got their money. And then when I explained to them, then when they questioned me in their office what happened, I told them everything, and I told them the truth. And then they looked into it and they saw that I was telling the truth. Because they ran his Social Security. They ran everything up there. Because they had a Social Security number on file. They ran everything and did a background on his ass. And they found that everything I said was legit. And so they blackballed you and your father from ever touching my Social Security claim, and they put it under protection of someone else. I don't even have a claim. I don't have access to it. It's in someone else's name, and I get allowance from it. And I have to go through that payee to get my money. And they did it for my protection because they don't want you or your father to have it. And that is the truth. But do I know how much I get? Yes, I do. Do I get paid? Yes, I do. I have not once called there in a long time, in 6 years, to ask your father for money. How come? Because I was taking care of myself. Because I had money coming in. I've had money in my pocket for 6 years. You didn't know that. Because it was under secrecy. Under my payee. For the last 6 years. And you did all the calling. You cried and boo-hooed to me about your father, about Jennifer, and then forced me to sit there and talk about your dad. Forced me to talk about Jennifer. I didn't want to do it. You forced me to do it. Because all you care about is yourself. I can't help it if I go to my payee and I sit there, oh yeah, I asked my payee if it was okay if I could get you this and this and this and this. They all said no. I've got more than one payee. They all said no. And I had to come to groups to all my payees and ask them if I can get a new phone. Because my phone now is fixing to go on the blink. And if you don't believe me, you can try calling my phone later. If you don't believe me, because you ain't going to go nowhere. All I got is internet access. And I'm fixing to take my SIM card out. Go ahead and try my card if you don't believe me. How else would I get a freaking Wii or an Xbox or a DVD or TV or new clothes and stuff? Money don't grow on trees. I had to get it somewhere, Danielle. I had to get all this stuff somewhere. Else where would I get all the books I have? When I told you no, I can't get you stuff because I ran out of money or I just can't do it. I only make a certain amount. That's why I told you you need to get off your butt and get a job. I have to live a certain means. Because I got to keep my money stretched from 1 month to the next. That's why I said I can't come to Pennsylvania to your graduation. I I can't come without my payee. I've got 3 payees. I can't come without either of them. I can't even afford to come. You can't get it through here. I don't go to the nail salon to get my nails done. I do them myself. Because I can't afford to pay $60 to get my nails done. Yeah, everybody, these are $5 nails. Out of Walmart. I do my own nails. That's what I'm talking about. I live within my means. I could shave my own head. Because I can't afford to constantly go to the salon. Christmas is coming up around the corner in a couple months. I still got to shop for my dad and my mom. I got to live below my means so I can do that. So I had to shave my head off. Plus so my mom can have her surgery. I can't go and get my neck injection and pull up there in Savannah because I got to live below my means. I'm supposed to get neck injections right here in my freaking neck. And I got to have 3 of them done. And those vertebrae back there. I can't do them because I'm putting that off the side. So your grandma could go and get her surgery done. You know, at least I could sit there and think about other people besides myself. At least I'm not selfish. You know, when your grandmother hit her head off the freaking shelf in the living room and bust her head wide open, I'm laying on the floor with a pool of blood in my hands, holding her head and freaking putting pressure in her head to stop the bleeding. Wait for an ambulance, call 911, talking to the dispatcher. Wait for an ambulance to come at the door to put your grandmother on a freaking ambulance so she could go get freaking staples in her head. Because she freaking bust her head wide open. And blood was pouring out of her head. And I'm sitting there applying pressure to her head with a bunch of paper towels. While your grandpa's sitting at the door, at the freaking daggone table going, what do I do now, Jordan? What do I do now? And I had to sit there and tell him to get off his butt and go outside and wait for the ambulance. While I'm applying pressure to her head and sitting on the floor holding paper towels onto her head, you know, applying pressure to stop the bleeding. And trying to keep myself from getting upset and standing strong for her. While they take her off to the emergency room. And then they put 12 staples in her head. You don't understand what I'm going through. With heart problems, being diabetic, and putting my freaking health off the side to take care of her. Your grandmother. I don't think I have a selfless act in my bones. I humbled myself to you. I've humbled myself to God, to you. And I've humbled myself to your grandmother. I've humbled myself to your grandfather. I've humbled myself. When your grandfather went and talked to you and I talked to you. But you did not give a damn about me.
What? I don't go.
So bye.
What you doing?